I'm just recording. Thank you everyone for joining us for our lunchtime training. This will be the third one. We have 2 left and then we're done with all the VPE training for the year. And today we have the amazing, the beautiful, the talented Kirstin Bosworth, who's going to tell us more about SpeechCraft. Kirstin, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Estelle, Madam TL, our Chair. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And a big shout out to all of you that are nibbling on your lunch while you sit and listen to me again, my voice again. Maureen, I recognize you. We were together like 2 days ago. People are going to start talking, honey. Rumors are going to
Amazing,
start.
Kirstin. I learned so much from you. I shared so much with my group yesterday. Thank you so much.
Right, absolute pleasure. It's so awesome to see you here and so awesome to see some new faces or names that I don't recognize. A big shout out to all of you and thank you so much for logging on. All right, so Toastmasters International has a solution for corporates that do not have corporate clubs. They call it SpeechCraft. Now, they refer to it as a corporate solution in communication training. However, it's not restricted to corporates. You can obviously run it with any collection of adults, anybody over the age of 18. We do charge for it, and it is an extremely legal and profitable way for a club to earn funds for itself. We do not pay individual Toastmasters. No Toastmasters individually earn off this program, but you as a club have a phenomenal opportunity to legally earn money for your club. Another huge advantage about SpeechCraft is that once you have completed as a coordinator, not as a participant, not as a host, as a coordinator, in other words, you've done all the hard work, and you can reach out to Estelle and Lynette if you want to see the creases and the tears that have dried up after all the hard work they've put into a SpeechCraft. Once you have completed as a coordinator, it is a credit towards your DTM, and it's one of the compulsory components of getting your DTM. So in other words, the fact that it is a compulsory component of your DTM to coordinate SpeechCraft is not easy. It is not a walk in the park. It is not something you can leave until the last minute. It is administrative intensive and requires a lot of your leadership skills to encourage people to start, to work, and to finish. As Lynette mentioned, she's just busy closing off a current SpeechCraft, and it's to get people to actually finish. And that truly draws on your leadership skills, and your skills of persuasion and inspiration are put into practice. So to start off, SpeechCraft is not youth leadership. Youth leadership is a different program. That program is for the youth. So that is for people under the age of 18 because they are not allowed to join Toastmasters as a member. Our membership minimum age requirement is 18 years of age. So you can run a youth leadership. We don't usually charge for a youth leadership. Toastmasters International doesn't stipulate that we should or shouldn't, but it's not encouraged that we charge for a youth leadership. It's more about paying it forward to the youth and creating leaders amongst our youth. However, saying that out loud, I do know that those that run youth leadership programs do get corporate sponsorship. The difference, another major difference between youth leadership and SpeechCraft is that we run almost all of our SpeechCrafts online. It serves the corporates or the business people better, whereas youth leadership is definitely much more impactful if you deliver that in person. And hence now the corporate sponsorship would be a huge advantage. They would pay, for the eats during that session, maybe pens and paper during that session, the supplying of the manuals, that type of thing. So it is something to consider depending on who your target audience is and what are you trying to achieve. The youth program is very much focused on leadership. The SpeechCraft program is very much focused on communication. So there is also that very stark difference. Now, when you put together a SpeechCraft, it is all now run off the SpeechCraft Basecamp. It's a completely new portal, well, a completely independent portal, I should say. It's not new anymore. It's over a year old. It is run off the SpeechCraft portal. You will, your treasurer or the club treasurer or yourself will buy digital bundles. Each digital bundle is 5 speech crafters. So you as a coordinator will look after 5 speech crafters. For every bundle, for every 5 speech crafters that you look after, you can actually claim your coordinator credit. So if you do want to do more than one DTM, then make sure that you as the coordinator, when you log in, you complete all of the coordinator education for as many digital bundles as you want to claim. If you only complete one digital bundle, then it's obviously only one DTM credit. For every digital bundle, like I said, it allows for 5 participants, 5 speech crafters, and 1 coordinator. So if you are running a SpeechCraft with 40 participants, like we've got that we run 4 times a year, Carpe Diem Breakfast Club. Well, we now call it Carpe Diem Toastmasters Club. We've changed our name. Carpe Diem Toastmasters Club. We run, for the Institute of Directors South Africa, we run 4 SpeechCrafts a year. And in each SpeechCraft, there are 40 people. So we have 2 coordinators per implementation, each looking after 20 people each, just because it is so much work. And you can't expect one person to look after 40. So to give you an idea, once you have logged, I'm clicking on my screen without sharing my screen, which doesn't really help anybody, I'm going to say. Estelle, please can I share my screen?
I will quickly give you the rights.
Thank you so much.
There you go.
Thanks so much. Okay, so when you log in to the SpeechCraft portal, it now will identify whether you are a coordinator or a speech crafter. So in this particular case, I'm testing the system. So I'm registered as a speech crafter. So now I only see this one little blue block to say I'm a speech crafter. You as a coordinator would have 2 blocks. There would be the coordinator learning and the SpeechCraft learning. And that's why I talk about the fact that as a coordinator, you must finish all of your learning to earn your DTM credit. Then with the SpeechCrafter learning, they go in here and they now have access to digital resources to support them in their learning. The whole idea about SpeechCraft is that this is to support the learning. This is to supplement what you are going to do in the sessions. So the way that we structure our sessions, and I know Lynette and Estelle have done the same with the ones they've run independently, is we allocate 2 hours. The first hour is when the speech crafters actually present their homework assignment. And that might be that they have to present an icebreaker, or they have to present a speech that shows proper purpose and structure, whatever it might be. So we use that hour in breakout rooms. We have our Toastmasters that listen to the presentations, give verbal evaluations, and give written evaluations. Then in the second hour of the session, we then have the educational that will prepare them for next week's assignment. So you can run your SpeechCraft for 4, 6, or 8 weeks. Toastmasters International does allow for that. In our experience, and I've been doing this now for almost 6 years, in our experience, 4 weeks is too quick for SpeechCraft. It is very, very quick. It's too much work. It's too many skills for the guys to take on at one time. 8 weeks is a little bit too long. Like Lynette was talking about, they don't finish, they fall off, they lose interest. They have other pressures that they need to look after in their workspace. So from our experience, the best time frame is 6 weeks. So we meet weekly for 2 hours for 6 weeks. And in each of that educational section, we will now cover a technical skill that they're going to put into practice for their next presentation. So this is the main menu over here. And this, like I said, you spread out over 4, 6, or 8 weeks. So we would choose a topic and prepare to present. That's all part of your icebreaker. Know your purpose is all about structure, vocal variety, and body language we put together in 1 week. Giving and receiving feedback and how to evaluate is another week. And then the last session is powerful words. So now we've covered all of these topics, but we've covered them in 6 weeks. Maureen.
Hi, Kirstin. I just wanted to find out, so all of this training for 2 hours, we're allowed to do it in the club meeting that we do once a week, or must we do this separately from?
So it must be separate from your club meeting.
Oh, it must be separate.
Yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't replace your club meeting, because remember, your members are not going to have an opportunity to have their Toastmasters experience.
Okay.
They're not going to
Okay.
be able to do any of their projects.
Sure.
This focus is very much on your speech crafters. So
Okay.
this would be extra 2 hours every week for 6 weeks.
Okay. Thank you so
Okay.
much, Kirstin.
No, it's a pleasure. So what we do is we give an evaluation. We give an educational. Each one of these topics has an educational resource associated to it. We give that educational. We present that educational. Whatever Toastmaster presents that educational, they add their own spin to it, their own experience, their own expertise to it. So that it is customized and focused on the client, on the actual speech crafters. Then we give a demo presentation of what the presentation could look like, and then we give a demo evaluation to highlight what the presenter or speaker did very well in support of the educational that was given. So that second half of the program and those 3 particular demonstrations, well, educational and 2 demonstrations, those are done by Toastmasters. The Q&A to host the Q&A by Toastmasters, and then let your speech crafters know what their homework assignment is, and you can close the session. But that fills the 2 hours. So you do need a team of Toastmasters to help you. We work on having a Toastmaster 4 to 5 people every week. So if I've got 20 people in my group, I make sure I've got 4 or 5 Toastmasters to host them. So I can break them out into breakout rooms. They only have to listen to 4 speeches or 5 speeches each, because they do have to give written evaluations. You as the coordinator, will you'll recruit those Toastmasters. So, and you don't have to have all of those Toastmasters within your own club. You can obviously recruit within the Toastmasters family internationally. Like I said, when we've hosted the Institute of Directors, we've used Toastmasters from the UK, from Spain, from Germany. It's really, really very much up to you. So as the coordinator, it is best to be organized. There's absolutely no doubt about it. And that SpeechCraft learning that is available to you as a coordinator will take you through how to recruit, how to recruit Toastmasters, how to set up the agenda, how to implement, so forth and so on. So it's not like you're thrown into the deep end with no education from Toastmasters International. They do take you when you are allocated as coordinator, they do offer you all that training. basically what it boils down to is that you need to have agendas. So I've created this shared folder structure on Google that, like I said, we use for all of our Institute of Directors in Africa for all of their speech crafts. And we just keep adding to this. So we've got agenda templates that are already in here. We've got certificate templates, and it's where we keep our certificate register. The system now does issue certificates that the members can download themselves, but a lot of them come back after the 90 days. They only have access to Basecamp for 90 days, and then the system wipes their profile and make space for the next group of speech crafters, obviously. Otherwise, that database will get too big. So we do keep a copy of certificates and a certificate register. We obviously, because we involve a lot of other clubs, we share the money that we earn. We charge 1,350 Rand per speech crafter. You cannot charge more than the annual fees of Toastmasters International. So you cannot charge more per person than $120. For ours is exclusively online, and we charge 1,350 Rand per person. And that money then is shared between all the Toastmasters that participate in that program. It's all pro rata. What role we count up the roles, we divide it by that, and the clubs earn. We collect all the evaluations because obviously we need to get the evaluations back to the speech crafters. All the evaluation resources, as well as the educational resources, are from the SpeechCraft portal. They are there to be downloaded and used. So you will notice there's always this resource button up in the top. There are all the resources. So you can download them. You are more than welcome to download them, especially if you've got speech crafters who are technologically challenged and they don't want to be online all the time, and they would much rather work with PDFs than in a digital format. They are missing out, though, obviously, because in here are videos and quizzes and interactive environments. But if they don't want that experience, they can just use the PDFs that you've downloaded for them. Maureen.
Kirstin, I just wanted to check in. Are we allowed to, sit in one of the SpeechCraft meetings? Are we allowed to come in as a guest?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, like I said, we host ours every Tuesday. We're in the middle of one at the moment. Session 4 will be next week. And we're online in Zoom, and you are more than welcome to come and observe. Absolutely. With absolute pleasure. It's an open invitation to any Toastmaster. Absolutely.
Thank you. Thanks, Kirstin.
No, with absolute pleasure. Okay. These are all. So there's a completed evaluation based on the evaluation resources and the educational resources. And then there's our working document. So we have an Excel spreadsheet. Like I said, we've got 40 people. So all of their names are listed. In that working document, we keep an attendance register. Plus, we keep track of all the assignments that they've completed, and to make sure that they do attend all of their sessions and that they do complete all of their projects. And obviously, that's why we now have templates for email messages. These are messages to follow up and say, you haven't done your homework, or where's your project, or are you continuing, or so forth and so on. So we have a whole stack of templates in there. So over the years, we have, like I said, we've created this. And it's now literally got our library of all the working documents we require to run a implementation of SpeechCraft. However, you do not have to use ours. You're more than welcome. I have no problem sharing the link. As long as you don't delete anything, we're good to go. You can view everything in there. When you are in the SpeechCraft portal, you will have there we go. no, that was coordinator tracking. You will have a whole block of SpeechCraft learning. Toastmasters International is phenomenal in the sense that it knows that education is its primary business activity. So you have a lot of education in the system to assist you as the coordinator. When your speech crafters have completed an assignment, you would have to verify that assignment as a coordinator in the system. And that's why we ask our evaluators to give us the written evaluations as proof and evidence that a speech crafter has completed their assignment. And then only you're the only person that has access to verify a speech crafter's work. You don't get into a speech crafter's profile. You merely verify their work. So in the coordinator profile on this portal, when you go into it, it will say a coordinator verification. And in there, you will be able to then select delegate speech crafters, and you will be able to highlight what they have done and confirm it and tick it off. So as you can see here, I haven't done any projects, obviously. So my coordinator has not ticked off that I've done the icebreaker, I've done, the speech in the third session and all of that. So once all of these are ticked off and verified by the coordinator, it'll come up with the last option of me being able to download my certificate once all of these are ticked. And that's why it doesn't matter if you're running your program over 4, 6, or 8 weeks, you have to cover all of these topics. They have to have gone through all of these topics, and your evaluation verification, project complete verification, you have to tick off what they've completed with that particular project so that they do qualify to get that certificate. Okay, any questions?
Kirstin, yes. How does it work with the payment now and to get access to this thing on the website? How does it
Okay,
work?
so I'm going to go in and show you right here. So this is Toastmasters International. This is the website. You can see I'm logged in. This is truly the easiest way to get there. I don't know if it's the right way, but for me, it's the easiest way. So I go to education programs
Yes.
and I go to SpeechCraft. And there's more information on SpeechCraft. And this is quite nice in the sense that I've used the information that they've put in here to put my SpeechCraft proposal together that I use to sell to clients. So like I said, we've got the Institute of Directors, but that's with Carpe Diem Carpe Diem Toastmasters Club. I also belong to Transformers Toastmasters Club. I've got a proposal that I put together in PowerPoint and Word. And I've taken all of the international information that they've supplied, and I've just put it into Word documents and PowerPoint presentations to bid, and convince, persuade, and inspire an organization, a corporate or an SME to host SpeechCraft. And I've taken, like I said, all of their wording and that to create that. But yes, you come in here, you can learn more about SpeechCraft, but then I go on to buy a digital bundle. So now if I go and buy, I want to come back here because I want to show you what the gateway, when they say be a coordinator, I want to show you what's available, but I'll go back. Okay, so you will come through to buy your digital bundles, and it literally takes you through to the library resources, to the shop, and you will ask, say how many you need to buy. You'll add it to the cart. You then go and check out your cart, and you're going to have to load credit card details for the payment to go through. And then you will be sent an email, and at the top of the email has got an SO number. So it's a SpeechCraft order number, SO number. And it's that SO number that you will use to register your SpeechCraft on the SpeechCraft portal. They call them events. So for every 5, remember, a digital bundle only holds 5. For every 5, it's 1 event. So if you need to buy 3 or 4 digital bundles, that's 3 or 4 events that you will then set up in the portal. But if you have a look here, here's the gateway to coordinate. If they say you're coordinating it, this is what the gateway looks like when you're not logged in as a speech crafter. This is the home screen. You will log in with your Toastmasters International credentials, and you will go through, and it will show, and it will take you to the coordinator tab. But if you're still making up your mind and you haven't bought your digital bundle yet, then just come through here, and you can learn so much more than what I'm sharing with you right now about what is involved in coordinating your SpeechCraft.
Okay, thanks, Kirstin. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Sorry, I just wanted to ask, so it's $50 per person?
No, $50 per 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
that's not bad
it's
at all.
$10 per person, but you've now
Okay.
charged them probably 1,350 Rand. Like I said, we charge 1,350 Rand. So that $10, which is 200 Rand per person, comes out of that 1,350 that we've charged them. So it's always a good idea to get paid up front. So you use their money to buy those digital bundles and not your club fees to buy those digital bundles. Yeah.
So you're saying we must charge 1,300 per person, Kirstin? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what we charge. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You know, if you think about it,
Yeah.
it's 6 times 2, which is, so it's 6 weeks of 2 hours a week. So it's 12 hours. If you had to do a professional training workshop, 12 hours is a 2-day training workshop. So if you had to go and search, and you can go and search online, where can I go for professional presentation skills or communication skills, 2-day workshop, they start at 2,500 Rand. And that's online. They start at 2,500 Rand. If you do it in person, they go up to 11,000 Rand. So 1,350 Rand is actually on the relatively cheaper side. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You know, the big selling point about SpeechCraft to corporates is that they're buying training. So they can claim it against their skills development levy. To start a corporate club, that membership fee doesn't count as training. It's a subscription or a membership fee. So it cannot, for the HR department, the learning and development departments, it can't count on their skills development levy claims. And it can't count on any of their, their plans. But if they run a SpeechCraft, it counts because now it's training. So it's a huge advantage for corporates to rather run Toastmasters SpeechCrafts rather than starting a Toastmasters club.
Oh, okay. Wow, awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? That it? Madam TLR Chair, it is exactly 1:45. So I'm assuming that's the 15 minutes done and dusted. Hot dog and Coca-Cola lunch completed.
Thank you so much, Kirstin. Is there anyone else who have any questions? Any question? Robin.
Robin's just showing us he's finished his lunch. The lunch he didn't share.
Anything you'd like to ask, Robin? Comment?
No, I'm good. I've learned a lot. I've run lots of SpeechCrafts in my time, but not using the portal. And really, it seems an amazing advance.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you, Robin. Kitiwe,
We
you
can't
have
hear
the sound.
you. Oh,
You have
where's
earphones,
your
maybe?
headset? Yeah, she's not on mute because she's got no little speaker next to her name. No, no microphone next to her name. She hasn't plugged her ears in. There we
There
go.
we go.
Can you hear
Under
me?
ears.
We
And
can.
now she's got to change her. No, now we can't hear you. You got to change your source.
Uh,
Oh, there we go. We hear
I can
you.
hear you. I
you
can
hear
hear
me?
you.
Okay, awesome. When would you recommend someone to be a coordinator? What type of person? So I'm trying to look at more at who within our club I would recommend to possibly look at doing this. But how do I make that decision so I can start encouraging them towards that?
So, to coordinate, I definitely would ask someone who's completed well, in the process of completing level 4 or 5.
Okay.
Anybody younger than that or less experienced than that, I wouldn't encourage it. It's a lot, and they have to lead a team. To actually work with the speech crafters, to do evaluations and all of that, your workers and those 2 hours, I would say anybody that's completed level 2. So they
Level 2.
know how
Okay.
to do evaluations, they know how to do feedbacks. Because remember, at the end of level 2, there's that whole mentoring break off. So Toastmasters International also recognizes it's the right time now for the guys to start giving back to others. So for our speech crafts, we always ask those that are going to participate and help and support, please make sure you've completed level 2. To coordinate, you definitely, if you
Level
are in
4 or
level
5.
4 or 5,
Mm.
yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Sorry, Kirstin, I just
Pleasure.
want to ask quickly. Sorry. You said the evaluations, the evaluators, you said they're from all round Toastmasters. How do we get access to all of the evaluators?
So you can advertise that you're running a speech craft and that you're
Mm.
willing to pay. As soon as you say those words, people will find you.
Okay.
Maureen, a lot of clubs collect funds from SpeechCraft to cover their running expenses so that their members
Yeah.
don't have to pay extra than their $60 every 6 months. So
Yeah.
it helps to cover running expenses, room hire, refreshments, meeting expenses.
Yeah.
And then if clubs do extremely well on SpeechCraft, it helps to sponsor for their president or their VPE to attend conference in May. So clubs are forever looking for money, honey. And as long as you're willing to share your funds, they will do the work.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate this training. So good.
Huge pleasure. Huge
Thank you.
pleasure.
Mama Khadi, did you have a
Are we
question or
good?
comment?
Has this ever been run like in normal clubs where people are willing to pay that money, just or not? Or is it just only for corporates, people?
So in the sense that run it publicly and open it to the public.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen that successfully implemented. However, I believe, and we would have to speak to some of the longest serving Toastmasters. Robin, you said you've been involved for a while. I don't know if you were involved at this stage. At one stage, the district didn't have enough money for conference. It was a couple of years ago. I know it was a really way before COVID, years ago. They didn't have enough money for conference. So the clubs, they reached out to clubs and they said to the clubs, why don't you guys run speech crafts, open them up to the public, run speech crafts, and then we can all help out with conference. And apparently it was very successful. But I think it was Botswana. And I think there was somebody that coordinated it with proper PR, but it was very successful. They ran it like open masterclasses, public masterclasses. They did do that. I did hear about that. But I haven't, in all of my years of being a toast. Robin, I don't know. Were you around in those days? Do you remember something like that?
I don't recall that. And I've never heard of it being open to the public in
Okay.
general.
Yeah.
But I suppose one could do it, but it might be
Absolutely.
tricky, quite difficult to do that.
Yeah. No, I don't see why you can't do that. You know, especially if you're going to run it online, you're not going to have a venue expense. You just get people to register, and pay their dues, and then you run it. Yeah.
Yeah, because
There's
you
no
get people
reason
who
why you
don't want to
couldn't.
be committed to Toastmasters for 6 months and coming. You just want to get people that just want to come in and get the, like, just
The foundation.
yeah, just the
Yeah, the
foundation.
fundamentals. Yeah. No,
Okay.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you,
No,
Maureen.
pleasure.
Mama Khadi, you have a question, a comment?
Hi, good afternoon, Estelle and colleagues Toastmasters. No, I don't have a question. I just joined because I find this interesting to learn as someone who's very interested in speechcraft. So thank you very much for the lessons learned today.
Thank you.
Pleasure,
Walter?
pleasure.
Ketsiwe?
Sorry, another question on the youth program. What
Ah.
what would be the youngest age that you would say, nothing below this age, or do you feel anything gives as long as it isn't over 18?
No, I wouldn't say everything goes. They need to prepare speeches. So it's based, it focuses on leadership, but they still need to know how to create a presentation that has an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. They need to be confident enough to take feedback. So that self-awareness, that consciousness. So the most successful ones that run are the kids that are going to be prefects next year. So they're super excited. They've got their first major recognized leadership opportunity, but they don't know what to do with it. They love it. They absolutely thrive in it. It's highly successful. The kids in matric are just too busy. You don't have the support or the dedication. Then if you go down to grade 10, they like, why? What for? Why am I doing this? Please remind me. So it's a sweet spot. And the most common success denominator are those young leaders in grade 11, standard 9.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the sweet spot with youth leadership. Yeah. You know who is very, very successful when it comes to working with the youth is Khadi. What's Khadi's surname, Estelle? Which Khadi? Yes. That's my mistake. So Khadi actually created a youth leadership program, and because she ran a youth leadership, she saw the phenomenal benefits and the impact that it had. So she went away and not using Toastmasters material, she consulted with some professionals, and they put together a youth leadership program that she now actually franchises. It's become a business because she could see the potential. But in her business now, they use corporates to sponsor for the youth, and it's working with grade 11s. Because it really does work. They are so eager to lead and grow up. They're desperate to grow up. Don't know why.
Do you know which club Khadi is in?
Hold on a sec. I'll tell you now. She's actually Moyeng. Kgadifele Moyeng, Moeng. She's actually I don't know. She's a secretary used to be a secretary at a school. Yeah, so she is a nominee for 2025 Women of Stature, Women in Coaching and Mentoring category. Let me show you.
Okay.
Let me just very quickly share my screen. I mean, really and truly. Talk about amazing accomplishment. So here, let's share this. Can you see that?
Not yet. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and she's created a youth leadership program of her own. Yeah. Okay, so she won't mind. I know she won't mind. She's a friend of mine. I am going to copy her WhatsApp number because I know for a fact you'd be able to find her WhatsApp number in one of the groups anyway. So I know that I'm not getting into trouble. I'm not violating any poppy here right now.
So whilst
Because she's
Kirstin,
definitely in all the groups. Definitely.
thank you, Kirstin. Walter, what questions do you have? Comments?
Well, I enjoyed the training. I think it's very, very, very important. I want to try it. So yeah, I'm doing my objectives for 2025, and that's one of the things that I would want to do. So yeah, it was very good training. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Walter.
Pleasure, Walter. And good luck. Let us know how it goes.
Yeah, sure, I'll do. I'm optimistic.
Good.
Always a good place to be. Always a good place to be. The alternative isn't worth it.
Yeah,
Felicia?
true.
Felicia, what questions do you have?
Hi, Estelle. Hi, everyone. Nothing at this stage. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thank
Marby?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I have no question. I enjoyed the training, though I joined the meeting late, of course, because I was taking lunchtime late. So yeah, thank you so much for the training. Much appreciated.
Thank you for joining us, even though you're on lunch. Lynette, we have 3 minutes left.
Just some feedback. I would encourage anybody who's interested in running this for their own club or learning more about SpeechCraft to assist on the IODSA. You can assist for the full session of 6 weeks, or you can assist at the weeks that work for you. It gives you a wonderful opportunity to learn and to understand what the requirements are before you head out and try and do it on your own. So it's a learning area that you can learn at your own pace and your own time, sort of thing, before you jump in and do it yourself.
Thank you, Lynette. So I'm going to share the link for the WhatsApp group that you can join. Copy link. Okay. So I'm going to put the link in the chat. It's a WhatsApp link, and you guys can join the team WhatsApp group, and you can see them talking about what they need to do, who's doing what, and all. There's no problem. You are more than welcome to join that group. And then obviously in that WhatsApp group, you'll get the details of the next session and how to log on and that type of thing. Yeah.
Correct.
Does the link work?
Let me quickly check.
I found it, Kirstin, I'll post it.
It works?
Yeah.
You found it.
It's okay. Lynette, the good news is they're exactly the same, the two links. I'm just reading them now, so that's a good thing. Both of you and
so the description's slightly different, but the links are the same.
Yeah.
If there's no other questions or comments, I'm going to close this session. Thank you, everyone, for joining this training. I have made a recording, so I will share it on all the groups for everyone who is interested. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you
Have a
so
great
much.
weekend.
Thank you,
Bye.
everybody.
Thank you,
Have a
bye.
great weekend. Bye.